Okay, let's unpack this deep dive. We're diving into something truly fascinating. How these traits, the ones often linked with ADHD, how they might actually be harnessed, like a superpower,
Right.
and how really all of us can unlock our ultimate focus. It's almost like discovering this whole new operating system for your brain,
Hmm.
where the quirks you thought were bugs, they turn out to be unique features just waiting to be activated.
Exactly. Features, not flaws.
So our mission today really is to guide you through transforming that distractible mind into a highly focused one, but grounded in like real understanding of how our brains actually work. We're pulling the absolute best stuff from the source material, unlocking focus, the ADHD superpower guide.
Good stuff in there.
Totally. Okay, so lesson plan time. Think of this like an intensive masterclass, right? Tailored for your brain. First, we're going to dive headfirst into reframing that ADHD mindset, shifting perspective, deficit. Nope. Strength.
Crucial first step.
Then we peel back the curtain on caffeine. Oh boy, caffeine. It's way more intricate, neurochemically speaking, than just wakey-wakey.
Much more nuanced, yeah.
After that, we get practical. Actionable strategies for truly unlocking ultimate focus. Moving from theory to, actually doing it.
Making it real.
And finally, the big beast. Modern distractions. Constant task switching. We'll tackle that head on and wrap up with some really precise, actionable tips you can use like right away. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan. Let's jump in.
Right. So I've always been, kind of obsessed with how different brains process information. It's just amazing, the diversity. And what unlocking focus really just blew me away with was this radical idea. What if ADHD isn't a deficit at all? What if it's just a different operating system?
A different OS. I like that analogy.
Yeah. And we're talking about taking these common traits, usually seen as challenges, hyperfocus, okay? Sometimes that happens. Boundless creativity, ideas firing off like popcorn.
Rapid idea generation.
Yeah.
Novelty seeking.
Exactly. All that stuff. And reframing them as actual strengths, bona fide strengths. For years, honestly, I watched friends who could just laser focus on one thing while my brain felt like, I used to joke it was a hyperactive squirrel on espresso.
I've heard similar descriptions.
Constantly darting. And I genuinely thought that was just like a flaw in my wiring, a bug. But this guide suggests that very squirrel brain quality, if you understand it, if you leverage it, it might be a unique edge.
It really might.
It's realizing your neural architecture isn't broken. It just needs maybe a different instruction manual.
That's a perfect way to put it. And what's truly fascinating here is looking at this through a neurodiversity lens.
Neurodiversity, right. Explain that a bit more.
Well, it just means understanding that there's this natural and actually valuable variation in how brains function. Yeah. Like you said, different operating systems. One isn't inherently better, just different.
Okay.
And if you think evolutionarily, maybe rapid attention shifts, processing lots of stimuli at once, that could have been highly advantageous, right?
Like for survival, spotting predators, finding food.
Exactly. In environments where vigilance and quick reactions were critical. So this raises a really important question for us, I think. How can we, individuals, society, adapt our environments, our work, our schools to leverage these strengths?
Instead of just trying to suppress them.
Precisely. Instead of forcing everyone into one single mode, how do we harness this neurological diversity for, innovation, problem solving, unique contributions?
Yeah.
It's a source of strength, potentially profound strength, not just a challenge.
Okay, that reframing is huge. Now, let's shift gears. Let's talk about something many of us, lean on pretty heavily. Caffeine.
Ah, yes, the world's most popular psychoactive drug.
Right, and I always thought it was just like an on switch. Simple. More coffee equals more awake equals better work. Right? Wrong.
Often very wrong.
This deep dive just showed me the incredibly intricate, delicate dance caffeine performs in our neurochemistry. It is so much more sophisticated than just wakes you up.
It really is.
I went through this phase, seriously, where I thought chugging an entire pot of coffee was the solution to everything. Morning fog. Coffee. Afternoon slump. More coffee.
Oh, dear. Been there, done that.
Totally. And instead of genius ideas, I'd just find myself vibrating. Literally vibrating like a tuning fork. Couldn't string a sentence together. My mind just this chaotic pinball machine of half-thoughts.
Yeah, the jitters, the anxiety, the crash.
Yeah.
It's not always productive.
Not at all. Turns out there's a science to it, a delicate one. My old approach was less science, more mad scientists with an exploding beaker. The guide really hammers this home. Understanding how it works is the key to making it work for you.
Absolutely. And if we dive into that science just a bit.
Please do. Demystify my vibrating phase.
Okay, well, primarily caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors.
Mm.
Adenosine builds up during the day, makes you feel tired. Caffeine basically puts roadblocks up for adenosine.
So it delays tiredness. Got it.
Exactly. But, and this is crucial, it also has this indirect effect on dopamine. It can boost dopamine signaling.
Ah, dopamine. The focus and motivation molecule.
Right. And for some people, especially potentially those with ADHD tendencies, this dopamine boost can actually have a sort of paradoxical effect. It can be calming, focusing, a bit like how stimulant medications work by optimizing dopamine.
Okay, that makes sense why sometimes it did seem to help focus before the jitters took over.
And this is but it's not universal. Not at all.
Mm.
Optimal dose, timing, your own unique brain chemistry. It all plays a massive role.
So what works for me might make you bounce off the walls.
Precisely. The same amount could give one person laser focus and send another into an anxiety spiral, which leads to a really important question for you listening. How do you truly respond to caffeine? Beyond just feeling, awake.
Good point. Maybe keeping a little log.
That's a great idea, actually. Notice how different amounts, different times of day, affect not just your energy, but your focus, your mood, your anxiety levels.
Huh.
Get scientific about your own coffee habit.
Okay, I love that. Becoming your own caffeine scientist. Right, so we've reframed the mindset, we've decoded caffeine. Now let's get into the really juicy stuff. Unlocking ultimate focus.
The how-to.
Exactly. This is where it gets incredibly practical for anyone, really, who wants to dial in their concentration. The guide talks about these amazing principles, almost like finding cheat codes for your brain, but, based on actual cognitive science.
No magic required, just understanding.
Right. We're talking about adopting deep work principles. That means ruthlessly minimizing distractions and intentionally crafting an environment that actually helps you focus.
Creating a conducive space.
Yeah, like building your own personal focus fortress, a place where your brain can hit that amazing flow state.
Complete immersion.
Totally, that state where you're just in it, time disappears, you're absorbed, operating at your peak. I used to think I could just power through chaos, 50 browser tabs open, notifications pinging, conquer the world.
The multitasking myth.
Oh, totally. My brain was just constantly screaming for mercy, I realize now. Setting up this fortress for myself, turning off notifications, closing tabs, dedicating time. It felt like giving my brain a spa day.
Ah, a cognitive spa day. Like it.
Seriously. A quiet, protected space where it could finally do its best work.
And there's solid science behind why that works. Why the brain craves that uninterrupted time for complex tasks.
Okay, break it down. Why the fortress?
Well, cognitive science shows every single interruption, even a tiny one glancing at a notification, a quick question from someone, it imposes a context switching penalty, a significant one.
Context switching penalty. Okay.
Yeah, it takes real cognitive resources, real time, often cited as 20, even 25 minutes, to fully disengage from the interruption and then re-engage properly with the original task.
25 minutes, just from a quick glance. Wow.
It's not instantaneous. Your brain has to reload all the relevant info, the goals, the mental models for that task. It's effortful, and it drains you.
That explains why jumping between things feels so tiring.
Exactly. It dramatically cuts efficiency and boosts mental fatigue. So the guide really emphasizes these structured, distraction-free blocks, like time blocking 90 minutes for deep work. No email, no phone.
A sacred 90 minutes?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It lets the brain consolidate neural pathways, really dig into learning, problem solving, leads to deeper, more efficient work, higher quality output. It's about giving your brain the continuous processing time it actually needs.
Without constantly hitting the reset button and draining the battery.
You got it. Start draining the battery.
Okay, which leads us perfectly into the arch nemesis of the focus fortress.
Ah, yes. The modern workplace reality for many.
Constant distractive work. And the notorious task switching, it feels like my brain is doing mental gymnastics like Cirque du Soleil level every time I switch. Check email, ping a message, try to get back to writing that complex report. Oof.
That feeling is real. That's the cognitive load.
And now I get why it feels so utterly exhausting. The guide really drives home the huge cognitive cost of that constant jumping. And you know what? I used to think I was a master multitasker.
Many people do. It feels productive.
Right. I'd be juggling 10 things, spinning all the plates, feeling so busy and important. But looking back, I was just making 10 things take 10 times longer.
And the quality probably suffered on all 10.
Oh, totally. None of them done particularly well. It was just this chaotic illusion of productivity. Left me drained, always feeling behind. My brain would practically make this high-pitched whirring sound by 3 p.m. and then just crash. total system overload.
That whirring sound is the brain hitting its processing limits. And what's really eye-opening is the sheer inefficiency you mentioned. It feels busy, but the actual output often doesn't match the effort.
The illusion of productivity.
Exactly. And as we said, even brief interruptions can just shatter that deep focus state, requiring, again, up to 20-25 minutes to really get back into the groove on something complex.
Think about that. A 5-minute email check costs you nearly half an hour of peak brain time.
Is staggering when you frame it like that. And it's not just lost time, right? It's the quality of your thinking, the depth you can reach, the mental energy you're burning, just switching gears.
So what do we do? How do we fight back?
Well, the guide suggests some powerful countermeasures. Things like batching.
Batching, like baking cookies.
Sort of. Grouping similar tasks together. So instead of checking email every 10 minutes, dedicate 1 or 2 specific blocks a day just for email.
Ah, okay. Handle all emails at once.
Or make all your calls in one go. Also, committing to single tasking for focused periods. Really just one thing. And scheduling deliberate breaks. Structured breaks, not just random scrolling. Let the brain recover.
So it's about being intentional with attention.
Extremely intentional. Optimize its energy. Stop the constant resets. Operate at peak more consistently, rather than letting the digital world just pull you everywhere.
Be the driver, not the passenger of your attention span.
That's a great way to think about it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Reframing the mindset, the caffeine complexities, deep work fortresses, the task switching trap. What does this all boil down to? What does it mean for you listening right now?
Yeah, how do you synthesize all this?
Well, the guide's final tips, they really emphasize this fundamental shift. A shift in mindset plus a deep commitment to self-awareness, like really knowing yourself.
Understanding your own operating system.
Exactly. Recognizing your unique cognitive style. Maybe you do have that ADHD mindset that thrives on novelty, or maybe you're just drowning in modern distractions like everyone else. Either way, it's about intentionally designing your work, your life, to support your brain's natural tendencies, not fight them.
Work with your brain, not against it.
Yes. It's like finally finding the operating manual for your specific brain, the one that got lost in the mail. For me, realizing my brain loves novelty and creative bursts, but gets totally tanked by disorganization.
Yeah.
Huge breakthrough.
Knowing your strengths and weaknesses.
It's not about forcing yourself into some generic box you don't fit. It's building a world, or at least a workday, where your brain can actually shine. The guide suggests starting small, tiny experiments.
Which connects beautifully to the bigger picture, this journey to ultimate focus. It's less about adopting some one-size-fits-all productivity hack and more about understanding your brain's unique rhythms through, like you said, thoughtful experimentation.
Becoming an observer of yourself.
A very astute observer. What are you most alert? What environment really helps you focus? What drained you? What energizes you? The goal is neuro-optimization.
Neuro-optimization. Fancy, but makes sense.
Making your brain work for you. Creating systems, habits that align with its strengths, mitigate its weaknesses. For instance, the guide might suggest trying the Pomodoro technique, those 25-minute sprints with short breaks.
Yeah, I've tried that. It can work.
Or creating a digital sunset, a time each evening where notifications just go O off F, period. Host, you mentioned that realization about your own brain. How did that self-awareness, that intentional design, change how you actually approach your daily tasks?
Oh, massively. Like my morning routine, it's completely different now.
How so?
I used to just dive straight into emails first thing, instantly pulled into reactive mode, million directions, chaos.
The whirlpool of urgency.
Totally. But now, applying these principles, that first hour of the day is sacred. It's for my most complex, creative tasks, no email, no phone, just deep work.
Protecting that peak time.
And honestly, it feels like I've gained an extra hour of genuinely productive time every single day, and the rest of the day feels less frantic because the big thing is already underway or done. It sets a whole different tone.
That's a fantastic concrete example.
So yeah, that's our deep dive, unlocking focus, maybe transforming that ADHD mindset into a superpower. We looked at reframing attention, the surprising science of caffeine, practical deep work tactics, the hidden costs of task switching. Phew.
Covered a lot of ground.
We did. But remember, the core idea is understand your brain, leverage its unique architecture. Don't try to fit that square peg into a round hole. Build the right hole for your peg.
Well put. So, as you, listening, reflect on everything we've unpacked today, from unlocking focus, the ADHD superpower guide, maybe ask yourself this.
Okay, final thought prompt.
What is the one habit or even just one tiny shift in perspective. What's one thing you can implement, maybe starting right now today, to better align with your brain's natural ability to focus and thrive?
Doesn't have to be huge, right?
Not at all. Maybe it's identifying your peak focus window. Maybe it's scheduling just one 30-minute block of truly distraction-free work tomorrow, the power to direct your attention. It might be closer, more intuitive than you think.